Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. So I just want to come in, do a price prediction video on the Pi coin. My last video, I promised I would do one. So I'm going to do one. In doing this price prediction, let's keep in mind that this is not financial advice. This is no beacon to run out and start buying up Pi coin. For a disclaimer, I've gained all my Pi coins free. All right. So win or lose, I'm not losing I'm not going to lose anything. And so those are things to keep in mind. That said, let's have some fun. And as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm predicting a $5,000 Pi coin. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's utterly ridiculous, right? You don't understand how market caps work, right? $5,000 Pi coin would be something like several trillion dollars, right? And the largest market cap in cryptocurrency at this time is Bitcoin, which is about $1.7 trillion. And all cryptocurrency projects combined are only about just under $3 trillion, right? So how could this be? So we're going to discuss with you all today how I come up with this price prediction. I think I'm going to make a good case that it's not an unrealistic price prediction. I think it's going to be a level-headed price prediction if you've watched the video in its entirety. And I think some of you all may agree with me, especially if you're part of the Pi community. Also going to just update you on my last video on KYC. We'll be updating you that I was approved for KYC. The last video I released called the KYC Conspiracy. We'll look into that. And with all that said, let's get started. So first, Pi coin price prediction, $5,000. How did I arrive at such a fantastical number? So what we're looking at now is we're looking at the market caps of the largest companies in the world and their rankings, with Apple coming in at number one, $3.59 trillion. So Apple has done quite well for itself. All right, with the iPhones as such, then you get your Microsofts, Nvidias, Googles and such. All right. So here's the thing. Combine the market cap of these companies, right? These are businesses, these are companies, comes in at over $113 trillion for their total market cap. Now, keep that in mind that these are just companies, right? These are businesses generally specializing in a certain industry as such, right? These aren't monetary systems. These aren't crazy, highly speculative driven asset classes. These are just companies offering a service, right? And the top, let's look at the top, how much comes in at the top 10. Top 10 come in at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 17, about $18 trillion for the top 10 companies, right? $18 trillion, right? We go back to crypto, it's about $3 trillion, right? So about 6 times larger than just the top 10 companies are these businesses, 6 times the size of the entire monetary, most sophisticated technology on earth right now, platforms in the world, right? Bitcoin at $86,000 today. And keep in mind that people have been calling for a $1 million Bitcoin. Some people who are quite credible in the financial marketplaces have called for a $300,000, $250,000, $300,000 Bitcoin, right? So that means that's about Bitcoin is likely to grow about 3 times its market value. And I don't think many people disagree with that. So you'll be looking at least about a $6 trillion market cap Bitcoin, right? So with that kind of, out of the way, what it does is it gives many of you all an idea of how arbitrary market caps can be, right? And what I mean by that is a market cap is so many factors impacts a market cap. First of all, right now on the Pi network, there are only about 7 billion coins in circulation, right? And so it's only about 100 billion total. But what you got to understand is a lot of those coins are never going to see the light of day. A great portion of them are going to be locked up. 20% of them are owned by the founders, right? I believe. And so more than likely, those founders are never going to sell those coins off. Right? I don't think you're going to get a Litecoin situation. I think what'll happen is they might sell off a small portion. They might become billionaires and whatnot, but I don't think they're going to really need to go further than that. So right there, 20% of that supply is going to be locked. Most of the people, a lot of the people enabled to grow their Pi coins, you're going to have a lot of people locking up. They're going to have a lot of people speculating. And the other thing you have to consider, guys, with something like this, okay, is that remember what's going to happen. A lot of these cryptocurrencies that are on coin market cap, that are part of this market, that make up that $3 trillion, with Bitcoin making up about 60% of it, and the rest of them, coming in, right? But a lot of those projects, the next one being Ethereum at around $250 billion, right? I think Ethereum is utter crap. Many of you all agree with me. I'm sure if you're from the Pi community, you probably agree with me. But my overall point to the entire thing is that many cryptocurrency projects that are encompassing that other $2 trillion or $1 trillion, right? A little over $1 trillion. Remember, as the price of Pi coin starts to catch up, because it's going to jump, my opinion is it's going to jump from $12 billion to $100 billion in no time, right? And so you're going to see about a 10, I believe, in the short term. Now, this prediction I'm making, this over years now, so don't think it's going to be in 2 weeks or 2 months. But I do believe that you are probably likely to see a 100 billion market cap Pi coin in the near future, maybe the next 3 months, 3 to 6 months, right? So what's going to happen is as people see Pi chasing that $100 billion market cap and it's 10xing and doing all that stuff, a lot of the value that's locked in these other coins, right? That value is going to start to move to Pi, right? Because there's nothing going on like Pi. There's no excitement going on in cryptocurrency. Bitcoin's dropped to $86,000. Ethereum's going to levitate where it is. And then after that, you just got stable coins, right? That people aren't going to speculate on, really make any money. So, So what's going to happen is it's going to start to usurp a lot of that value, Pi on the way up. And because Pi is a well-branded project, I don't think it's going to be any problems with it slowing down, at least initially, right? All right. And so that being said, and all those things being considered about the market cap being arbitrary, and that in some cases market cap not mattering, right? Because people do oftentimes think, oh, it's just too many coins and everybody's going to be dumping the coins. Well, not necessarily, right? There's going to be a lot of speculation on these coins. And there's also going to be probably a lot of investment in these coins where people have feared missing out, or people have realized what's going on with Pi. Remember, every day more and more people are hearing about Pi. And Pi doesn't have a small cryptocurrency user base, right? It has about 30, 40 million people. So it's already 10 times over the biggest cryptocurrencies out there. And because of that, it's going to be a lot of more people getting in Pi, right? Trying to catch some short-term gains, as they've missed out. Um, and so let's talk about the other reason I think uh, Pi is going to hit that $5,000. All right, but real quick, make sure you guys can hear me okay, because sometimes I get my mic in a bad position. All right, but real quick, I said I was going to cover the KYC. I did a video call, and you guys make sure you go back and watch that video. The the Pi KYC conspiracy theory, and it's the opinions of some community members saying that KYC is basically a way to keep a lot of people out of market. Kind of like it was a conspiracy, it's a scam or something like that, right? Something that's been a common quiet phrase with the Pi network since its inception. That is a scam. But keep in mind, guys, that in the cryptocurrency space at this point in time, scam doesn't have a whole lot of meaning or effectiveness behind it. Good projects get called scams. Bitcoin was called the scam. Our project, Bitcoin NYK, which I'd like to believe is a good project, has been called the scam. Which project hasn't been called the scam? And so I think what the space doesn't get is the more you use that word, that term loosely, the less power it loses, right? But anyway, I would invite you all to watch that video. I will say that, as you can see on your screen here, yesterday I did officially pass KYC. It took me less than 48 hours, I believe, to do it. I hear people complaining they're on month 6, they're on month 8, something like that, right? So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know what's happening there, but with me, that seems not to be the case. It seems that my coins are being migrated to the blockchain at this time. Now it has a button here that says celebrate your KYC status. And it says, well, this is different because it says I actually passed KYC in 46 minutes, right? Maybe so. Maybe and maybe that was true. Maybe it didn't take but 46 minutes, but maybe that tentative review status thing they had up there that's no longer there. Maybe that particular thing wasn't the KYC, but it was it was the time frame until which they can get somebody to review it. In any event, it looks like someone reviewed it. It's been successful, and so beating the March 14th deadline date, that's when you got to have your KYC pass, guys. So also, if you're a referral of mine, or make sure that you do your KYC so you can get your coins. I can get my coins. You only have till March 14th. Okay, so that covers the KYC thing. If you have any questions about it, or if you're having trouble passing KYC or you can't, feel free to leave it in the comment section, right? All right, let's move on to the reasons why I think this will be a $5,000 project coin price. All right, so this section of the Pi application is called the brainstorm section. And what you basically have here says time to review projects. Tap on the project, watch the video, right? So this is something like, let me see, start or join project teams. Start your own team by proposing a project below, or join other teams by visiting existing projects, right? And so on, right? So basically what this is lining up to be, and I'm checking out some of these projects, this is lining up to be what would be basically a I can't understand what's being said here. Where's the English at? Okay, here's some English, but this is basically like what would be a launch pad, I suppose. It's all of the applications. There are hundreds of applications, I think, at this time running on Pi. So what that means is that this isn't a meme coin. This isn't Bitcoin. So what's been my biggest issues with Bitcoin and meme coins? One, they don't do anything, right? They have no use case at all, which means in retrospect, they have no value because you get use from people needing to use something. If you're just going to be speculating and gambling, that's not using something. What's the problem with Bitcoin? Bitcoin is pretty much speculation as well. It doesn't do anything. It's bulky. It's slow. But in addition to that, um, Bitcoin doesn't really have any applications integrated on the blockchain. You know what I mean? And so Bitcoin in itself has always been something that's been poised to be overtaken when logic and reason kick in. And I know the branding effect is awesome on Bitcoin, but the other problem with Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is a rich person's toy. It's a Wall Street toy that they're manipulating now, they're playing with, and it's only for wealthy people. Standard Americans aren't going to use Bitcoin, in that regard. Um, and why would they? Uh, even if they, even if they did, why would they? Seeing that 87% of the Bitcoin network is owned by 1%, and that was a big, huge talking point for the Pi project. That it was so ridiculous that all these wealthy people own Bitcoin, right? And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, that's just the way it is. That's how our regular economy is. The rich own 90% of the wealth, right?" But the whole idea of cryptocurrency was to get away from that and they give the money back to the people. And so my belief is, as our economies get worse, they're already on this Eat the Rich campaign. Wealthy minority groups of people are going to become more and more unpopular every single day. And what's going to happen is people are no longer going to uh, fantasize and grandize or the wealthy capitalists, as it were, right? I think that's going to start to be a thing that goes away. And as that happens, people are going to get into projects like Pi that are more well distributed over projects like what's unfortunately happened in Bitcoin, right? But as you can see, all these projects and Pi is giving away, like, I think the best project's going to get like 30,000 Pi. It's a good chunk of change, and then 15,000 second place. And then it's going to be smaller prizes, 1,000 Pi here and there for various projects. We have submitted our project. I'll tell you real quick what it's about. It's social media marketing, right? As to say, it's basically a big social network, and it's like Google AdSense, Google AdWords, but it's done with the Pi ecosystem. So you have your social media account, your browsing, the content, the information. You're able to use your Pi to promote just like you do on Google AdWords for promotion. But then the people who are promoters, who are getting you in the program, who are getting you over to the site, they're earning percentages of the Pi you spend, right? So it's like a big referral program. And then it's a social network where you could do all the fun activities and engage. And so it's everything kind of compiled to one. And then as well as that, even if you don't earn a dime, there's a native token called the Bitcoin NYK token on the platform that everybody gets no matter what. It does have a tradable market value. So you're always getting something rather than nothing. And I think that's going to appeal greatly to the Pi community. So it's on here, and I hope it gets voted up high on here. Or I'm sorry, it's a review. They have to. But you can see, look at all these apps. Dating on Pi, Glam on Pi. So you can see Pi already has the right idea to add to the ecosystem, right? The value of Pi as it moves to that $5,000 per coin market cap. So how much is that, right? So how did I come up for it to be $5,000 a coin? So what happened, guys, is to get the $5,000 per coin in addressing the market cap, we hit something like around, it was something like around $6 trillion, right? Way higher than Bitcoin, right? Now, I do think Bitcoin is going to hit 6 trillion in the near future, right? But it was also some other calculations thrown in there that went something like, so remember, the market cap of those coins is factored on 100, billion coins and whatnot. That market cap going to hitting, $5,000 a coin, right? But what we forgot to do was we forgot to include that a lot of those coins wouldn't be, ever see the market, right? That a lot of those coins weren't going to be circulating. Because remember, for Pi to hit, in addition to the value gains and people investing in, because remember that $100 billion token supply, not only is it never going to all be on the market, but in addition to that, in addition to that, the coins in circulation, the ones that will be in circulation, a lot of them won't be sold on the market, right? That makes sense. So we do these little funky calculations, and we multiply it by the coin price today and the market cap of today, and we come up with a ballpark figure around about $5,000. Because remember, in addition to that, the market can tend to trade a lot higher than this market cap, right? At a premium. It can, significantly higher than what it's worth. We know that happens. We know what happens when direct cash is infused in the market. You can put $1 in the crypto markets. That dollar can go to $50, right? In no time, right? It's so many factors that can make market cap arbitrary, right? But that gives us a ballpark. Now, I can't even go higher than that, but I'm being somewhat conservative here with the $5,000. I know a lot of people say, this guy's crazy, he's insane. But based on all the factors, if this were to happen, I could see something like that happening, right? Also in the world, we're in a very chaotic world at this time. We got wars going on, got uncertainty. So you just really, it's hard to say what's going to happen from day to day, right? I would term this a uncertain period, right? Not a very stable period, but an uncertain period. And because of that, you're going to see crazy things happen, fluctuations in prices as well in cryptocurrency. Is there anything else I want to add? No, I think that's going to do it for this video. I think I'm going to end right there. But the Bitcoin MYK project that's going to be doing this kind of version of social media with Google AdSense. We kind of nicknamed it the Sense Ads program, right? The incentive token to it will be the platform native token, which is Bitcoin MYK. It has its own payment systems within it, but the promotion system will be targeted. The advertising system will be targeted for towards Pi community, Pi users, right? To get more use cases, a demand for Pi. Right. So all that's going to be pretty darn interesting. I wish I could have read it, but I've already submitted it to, the Pi team here, and hopefully they'll approve it, and I'll come back and I'll read all the specific details. That'll probably take another 10 to 15 minutes, and I think this video's run long enough already. Guys, don't forget to join Bitcoin MYK, because those tokens, the system is like 99.9% functioning, which you'll be able to take your Pi coins and buy the marketing banners and things like that, and people will be able to start earning Pi. They will have basically a commission database and things like that, where they can start earning and things like that. So they'll have all that stuff happening and go on for them. What else? I think that's going to be it. Don't forget to join Bitcoin MYK. We're going to leave a link in the description for that. It's going to be part of Pi community ecosystem. We can still do it even if, we're not listed or approved by Pi. We can still accept the Pi to put up ads. Either way, we can do it. But with the hackathon going on, would be nice to get that 30,000 Pi. I think we could do a lot promotion-wise with that, in getting the brands and such, and getting Pi more people on the network and things like that. But that's all I'm going to say in this video, guys. I hope you like content like this. Share this video. Share it with it does help the algorithm. It does get more people involved in Pi when they can see videos like this. Share it on your social media, share it with your friends and such. And that's all I think I want to say. Guys, until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.